And we welcome you back to the WHTC Morning News for this Friday, July 30th. Time now for Travel in Michigan, our look at travel and tourism in our state, some of the things going on in our area. And we are joined most Friday mornings by Dave Lorenz of Pure Michigan and Dollars to Donuts. Well, doesn't have the donuts, but he does have the coffee. Dave Lorenz joins us via the Zoom connection, and I bet you Dollars to Donuts, Dave is joining us from Grand Haven today.
I am not, to tell you the truth.
What? I'm out of donuts. Okay.
Hey, no, don't worry. I'll bring you some donuts later. But we are actually in Gaylord today, where yesterday Lee Trevino was here on the 20th anniversary of his golf shot that was heard around the world, as they say. That shot on the 7th hole on the Three Tops course, where he hit the hole-in-one and made $1 million, and then immediately gave half of it to St. Jude's, which was just a great thing of him to do. And I have to tell you, seldom do you meet celebrities like this where you are just as impressed or more so after you meet them. You know what I mean, Gary, where you meet somebody and you think, darn it, I almost wish I hadn't met him, because that kind of ruins my thoughts about them. Well, Lee Trevino is everything you would hope he would be: a generous person, a nice person, very funny, humorous guy. And at 82, he is full of life and youth. I was just so impressed. What a great day it was here. And it's also great to see, again, this morning, everybody coming out to golf. The golf industry is doing very well again this year. So it's been a great week. I have to tell you, though, I'm also happy to see the results from June. We got some stats from June. And even though we don't have Michigan stats, we do know that throughout the U.S., driving travel was only down by about 5% from 2019 levels. Flights are starting to come back as well, even though they're only about 74%, I think, of 2019 levels. In short, people are traveling. They're losing their fear of COVID. Let's just hope that as we lose our fear, we still keep our respect for that terrible disease. And we keep on encouraging our friends and neighbors who might not have had their vaccinations yet to talk to their doctors and figure this thing out, because it's the only way we're going to get through this thing.
And I've never chatted with Lee. I have chatted with Chichi Rodriguez, Nancy Lopez, and some of the other golfers as well. Wow. Good people. Now.
Yeah. Well, and also, it's funny. I have to tell you, Lee was asked about what he's done for Hispanic golfers and for the golf community. And he said, it was interesting. He said, well, what do you want me to do? Spread $100 bills over Latino neighborhoods? He said, you know what? I grew up in a cotton field picking cotton. My dad worked in a crematorium or cremation facility. I don't know what you call that. And grew up poor. He never had running water or electricity until he went in the Marines. And look what he's done with his life. And he encourages people to do all they can and to never give up every day. And I think that's a great statement of who he is.
Now, Dave, I mentioned the fact that obviously I was thinking that you might be in GH today because it is the start of the Coast Guard Festival after being dry docked last year, all puns intended. It is back and should be lots of fun. Of course, you know a lot about that particular event there, David.
I do. Looking forward to it myself. And isn't it great? Our festivals are coming back after, so many of them weren't here last year. So tomorrow, the runners will be out there and they'll be doing the Y run. I have other commitment, so I'm going to miss that this year. So I have an excuse not to run this year. But then all the festivities begin. Now, a week from tomorrow is the big parade. And this will be my 34th year I get to announce the parade. So it's always a great honor to be able to do that because, as you know, I'm a big supporter of the Coast Guard. And that's what this is all about. As much as we love to celebrate and get together and enjoy concerts and cotton candy and parades and all the fun, this is a celebration of those who serve us every day in the U.S. Coast Guard. And Grand Haven has that really close connection for many years, primarily because of the loss of the Escanaba in World War II, but it kind of goes on and on. So really happy to be doing my little part to help during Coast Guard Festival in Coast Guard City, USA.
You, of course, are in Gaylord at Treetops, and, of course, a lot of people heading north. And it's the end of July. I don't want to go too far ahead, but in 6 weeks, especially in the UP, peak season begins for the changing of the leaves. Now, I know I don't want to rush summer through, but fall is kind of nice. But it's kind of nice to look ahead to some of the northern parts of our state, because this is when they really let's put it this way: the northern and lower peninsula and the UP really begins to shine right now.
Yeah, absolutely true. In fact, you can already see some hints of it here. In fact, it's a bit chilly today. I have to tell you, I'm standing outside where I could get a signal on the north course of Treetops, way up on one of the hills, but it's a bit chilly. The golfers are all wearing their long sleeves and such, and I kind of wish I was. So before you know it, though, my favorite time of the year, I don't know. I keep on changing my mind about it, but fall is such a great time of the year. And I will tell you, normally it slows down in fall as kids go back to school. This is going to be another one of those crazy busy falls. So just as I advised you for summer, I really suggest that you look over Michigan.org, get some ideas on where you want to go, and then make your bookings, realizing that you should check the rules, but almost always you can change them, within a week or so. So, make a booking at hotels and such, and plot out your plan, because you're going to want to have a plan, because there are a lot of people who are just not going to be able to travel because everybody else is.
Yeah. Again, I'm not trying to rush summer through.
Yeah.
And we got the dog days of summer coming up in August. That's another thing. One final thing, and I know this might be coming a little bit out of left field, but a lot of people have been expressing their sentiments over the last 12 to 18 hours after word came from Andy Levin that that of the death of Carl Levin, his dad, not his dad, but his uncle. But anyway, Carl was a champion of Michigan, according to Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And I equate Carl on the Democratic side with Bob Griffin on the Republican side, maybe our two best U.S. senators in the modern era.
Yep. And I really don't remember Senator Griffin very much, but I certainly did work with Senator Levin in a variety of ways. And, take politics out, because I always try to do that when somebody passes, especially. He was a decent person who really tried to work as hard as he could for the people of Michigan. And he'll be missed. He was a lion of the Senate, and he did so much to support Michigan. So we're going to really miss him. And, God bless him and his family.
I just got on whether or not he had done any work with the travel industry in his stead, because after all, with only two U.S. senators, they got to put their hands in a lot of pies.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. In fact, I wasn't involved at Travel Michigan at the time when he was senator, but I know he did. And you think about it, this brings up that whole point about what is travel. Well, Senator Levin, as Representative Connors and others, we're very involved in helping things like Motor City's National Heritage Area. And actually, primarily, it was Congressman Dingell who did that. But they all were involved in making the Southeast Michigan area a national heritage area. In other words, a national park. These types of things our representatives in Washington try to do for us, and they live on forever. So there'll be a legacy for him and his colleagues. Let's hope forever.
He is Dave Lorenz. He joins us most Friday mornings to talk about things going on in travel and tourism in Michigan. He is with Pure Michigan. It's our Travel Michigan segment. Dave, enjoy your stay in Gaylord. And if all goes well, we'll do this again next Friday morning.
Sounds good. Talk to you then, Gary.
Thank you very much, Dave Lorenz, on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.